Hi, third graders. I'm Miss Ashby.
Hi, Miss Ashby. This is Miss Raymond. And hi, third graders. We're super excited to get started on some writing with you today. We are going to review a skill that we've been working on before spring break, and that is opinion writing. And Miss Ashby, I have a fun topic that we can debate about today. It is whether or not pets should be allowed at school.
Ooh, I've got a lot of opinions on if I think pets should be allowed at school or not. One thing that I think is really important to remember when you go to write an opinion is to be thinking about things that are facts and things that are just your opinion or what you believe in. So let's spend some time reviewing the difference between a fact and the difference between an opinion before we get started today. A fact
Sounds
is a fact is something that can be proven. So, for example, I could say a rose is red. I can prove that it's red by looking at it. My opinion is how I feel or how I think about that. So I could say that I think roses are an ugly flower. That's just my opinion. It's not something that can be proven. So I know that when you're going to work to support an opinion, you have to make sure that you include those facts, those things that can be proven, but you also need to make sure that you have your opinion, that you're telling why you think something is that way. I also know, Miss Raymond, that you have to have some evidence and that it's really important to read and find out more about your topic before you go to support your opinion. I found
yeah.
I found the article that you sent me about if pets should be allowed in school. And I know you were looking at this already, Miss Raymond. And I know you had found a couple of really good points as to why pets should be allowed in school.
Yes. So looking at the posts on here that says pets should be allowed. This person said pets are proven to relieve stress, and plus, turtles are the coolest animal ever. Dogs would be able to walk with you from class to class, and they would be able to get exercise from it. Cats are chill anyway, so how would they disturb a class? This is why I think pets should be allowed in school. Now, I think this person had a really good point when they said that pets are proven to relieve stress. I know sometimes for me too, whenever I'm a little bit worried or a little bit stressed, petting an animal or being around dogs and cats, that can help me feel a little bit more calm. But thinking about when he said turtles are like the coolest animal ever, although turtles are really cool, that's an opinion that he has, and it doesn't really support why he thinks pets should be allowed in school. Another person that I thought had a good reason and a good response was the person who had the heading pets should be allowed in school. And they said owning pets in the classroom teaches kids about responsibility and improves their attitude towards school. Also, studies have shown that being around animals greatly relieves stress, which would definitely help children do better in classwork. Some say that kids would be allergic, but this could be easily solved with an adorable pet fish. I think class pets not being allowed in some schools, is totally ridiculous.
Miss Raymond, I really agree with a lot of those points. I was taking a look at the no side, and I know that any good debater or any good writer takes a look at both sides. So here are some reasons that I found that pets shouldn't be allowed in school. I really liked the first comment because I think that this author was working to make some good points to prove their opinion. So it says, no class pets. Pets, puppies, etc., like attention, and a class pet would make no one do their work. Everyone keep wanting a class pet, but they really want to have a reason not to do work. Class pets have needs that would not be paid attention to. Then it makes a big mess. I think that's a really good point to make. Pets require lots of attention and they can also be really distracting. So I know that if we were to have a pet in our classroom and we were working on some silent reading, or we were reading or writing around the room or doing some math, if that pet were to be making noise or needing some attention, it would definitely distract us. Another reason that I found that I thought was really important as to why pets shouldn't be allowed at school is the comment that's right below it. It says no animals should not be allowed. Pets should not be allowed because how are they going to survive when there is vacations or breaks? Another reason is they need time to play and time to run outside. Also, they need someone to feed them and clean them. Another reason why pets shouldn't be allowed at school is because they would just be a distraction to everyone and no one would be able to finish their work. I really liked the point about thinking how pets would be taken care of when there are vacations or when students go on breaks. I know that pets are a lot of responsibility. They need to be fed, their cages need to be clean, and sometimes I don't know if there's enough time during the school day to allow children to be responsible enough to take care of pets. I think there are a lot of good reasons for the yes side and for the no side. Third graders, this would be a good time for you to pause the video, take out a sheet of paper, split it into 2 columns, create a T-chart. On one side, write yes. On the other side, write no. We want you to come up with 2 to 3 reasons for why pets should be allowed at school and why pets shouldn't be allowed at school. So even if you disagree with the no side, it's still important as a writer to be thinking about that yes side and to also be thinking about the no side. So as you pause this video, take a look, use some of the reasoning that Miss Raymond and I read about why they should be allowed and why they shouldn't be allowed, and maybe even come up with some of your own reasoning about your opinion. When we continue, we'll show you some of the ideas that Miss Raymond and I had on our own about both of those sides. Miss Raymond? Oh, go ahead, Miss Raymond. I'm sorry.
No worries. I thought you had a lot of good points in the last few articles or reasons that you read for the no side of the argument. But after reading, I took down some notes and thought about why those authors really said yes, they should be able to have pets in school. And some of the key points that I thought were best were petting animals can help students feel calm. I also thought that it was a good point that pets relieve stress and can make people feel happy. I also thought that the point that it teaches kids responsibility is a really good point. I know especially when cleaning and taking care of them, making sure they have enough exercise during the day, and cleaning their tanks or whatever they live in, that would be a really good way to teach students responsibility. And then I also read that fish are a great option, and if you have students with allergies, fish would be a good option for that classroom.
That's a really good point, Miss Raymond. I like all of those ideas that you have about why pets should be allowed in school. Here are some big points that I got from that article about why pets shouldn't be allowed in school. Pets are distracting. We are worried about who will take care of the pets when the students or the teachers are on vacation. Students may not be responsible enough, so cleaning the tank or cage, not feeding them, and this could harm the pet in the end. People can be allergic to certain types of pets, and then pets require lots of care. They need to be played with and taken to the bathroom. This would take away from learning. We think that there are a lot of good points for both sides. In just a little bit, you'll get the chance to do you've got a couple of options for how you'll be able to work to support your opinion. So one option might be that you work to support your opinion by using a sheet of paper. Another way that you might work to support your opinion is maybe you do have access to Google Slides and you're able to support your opinion kind of like maybe you even did at school. Another option that you might have is your teacher might share with you a link to what's called a Padlet. Miss Raymond and I will kind of show you how that Padlet might work. Even if you are familiar with it, it will be a good review for you. Before we get to that part, though, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about how an author or how a writer really works to support their opinion in a strong way. One thing that we've talked about in the past is kind of having that Oreo opinion. Maybe you didn't do Oreo opinions in your classroom, but I think you might have done something really similar. We'll kind of explain those different parts of it, and then you'll get a chance to practice that as well. The very first sentence of your opinion should be your opinion. So you have to tell your reader right away how you feel about something. So if it's you agree with it or you disagree with it, you have to make sure that your reader knows it right away. The next part of your opinion should be your reasoning and your evidence. So this is where you support that idea that you have or that opinion that you have. So if you do think that pets should be allowed in school, the next couple of sentences are there for you to tell the reader why you feel that way. Your very last sentence would be your conclusion sentence. This is where you tell your readers one more time about your opinion and you tell them your feelings so that they leave the article and they leave your writing with knowing exactly how you feel and why you feel that way. Miss Raymond, I'm going to pull up the Padlet and kind of show the students how to start a comment. But would you mind kind of sharing your opinion and what you got from that article?
Yes, definitely. So,
Okay.
although I really do like pets and I love animals, taking a look at the slide that has the reasons why yes and no, I thought the reasons why no, pets should not be allowed in school were, I thought those reasons were stronger. So that's where I'm going to guide my opinion with. So, like Miss Ashby said, we are going to practice using a Padlet. And with the Padlet, how we're going to write our response is by clicking the plus sign in the bottom right corner. And once you click the bottom right corner, then a box will appear. The first thing it will come up with is a box that has the title. And when you see the title, please put your name here. This way, your teacher and your classmates can see who shared this response. And then, under the next heading, share your thinking, that's where you are going to write your response. So, like Ms. Ashby said, when we're stating our opinion in our paragraph, we need to our first sentence should state what our opinion is. So, I'm going to go ahead and write, I do not think pets should be allowed in school. That's one sentence that clearly states whether or not I think pets should be allowed in school. Then I'm going to go on and explain my reasons why. So, first, I think pets can be distracting. For example, if the pet made a noise while I was reading quietly, it would take my attention away from the book. I'm going to use another transition word and say also, many people are allergic to pets, and having a pet in the classroom would make them feel uncomfortable. And again, like Miss Ashby said, when we wrap up our paragraph, we want to restate our opinion in our last sentence. So I'm going to write, these are the reasons why I believe pets should not be allowed in school. Now, after I have my response, I'm going to go back and check to make sure I have all of the parts that I need. I want to check to make sure I first have that sentence that states my opinion, and then I want to make sure that I have 2 to 3 reasons that support that reason. And while you're doing that, go ahead and check for capital letters and punctuation to make sure your sentences are complete too. And then your last sentence should be restating your opinion in that final sentence. So go ahead and check to make sure your paragraphs have all of these parts before you are finished.
Looks like a good paragraph, Miss Raymond.
Thanks, Ms. Ashby. Thanks for teaching us about the different parts of an Oreo writing.
I'm so excited to see what the other third graders' opinions are on this topic.
I know. I'm very excited to see all of the good writing and all of the reasons why they support their opinion, too.
Miss Raymond, I can't wait to work on some other writing topics later or next week with you.
Me too. Can't wait. Bye, Miss Ashby.
Bye, Miss Raymond.